Terror has come to America once again, and once again the target is New York City. It was a beautiful sunny day in Lower Manhattan, the kind of day that people like to go out and take a stroll, or maybe ride a bike. It was also the time of day when children are coming home from school. That all combines for a target-rich environment, for a sick individual whose head is filled with terrorist propaganda and whose heart is filled with evil intent. It was 3:05 to be exact. The terrorist chose the shadow of the World Trade Center, the site of the nation's most horrific terrorist attack, as his murder scene. He chose a rented truck as his murder weapon, plowing over 8 people. 12 had to be taken to the hospital. He was heard yelling Allah Akbar, which has become the terrorist war cry for Muslim extremists. It means God is greater, but God had nothing to do with this act of terror. The terrorist has been identified as Saifullo Saipov, who came to this country 7 years ago from Uzbekistan. There was no extreme vetting. There was hardly any vetting at all. He was allowed into our country after winning a lottery that was established to attract people from countries where few immigrants are represented in America. The lottery is called the U.S. State Department Visa Lottery Program. 50,000 people get into this country after winning the lottery every year. With the threat of terrorism ever present, and with ISIS and other terrorist organizations always looking for a weakness in our defenses, digital ping pong balls doesn't seem like a very secure way of deciding who gets into our country, does it? So how did we come up with this dangerously absurd game of chance to decide who comes into our country in the first place? Well, whenever you want to find the source of a dangerously absurd law, always start with Congress. It passed the 1990 Immigration Act. Now, in the original bill, there was no lottery. That was added by Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. President Trump was quick to criticize Senator Schumer on Twitter. Then he added something more substantive. We are fighting for merit-based immigration. No more Democrat lottery systems. We must get tougher and smarter. Now, forget how you feel about Donald Trump for a minute, or Republicans or Democrats. Let's take politics out of this. What is wrong with a merit-based system? Don't we want the best and the brightest to come to America? We used to have a merit system back when Ellis Island was in operation, the famous gateway to America in New York Harbor. 12 million people came through here, but not everyone got in. If you were a criminal, if you didn't work or couldn't support yourself, if you were unhealthy, either physically or mentally, or if there was a good chance you would be a public charge, you were sent back from whence you came. By the way, a public charge means the government would have to support you, like through welfare. The public charge requirement is no longer part of the vetting process. Somewhere along the line, we stopped caring so much about who got in and who didn't. But it's time to start caring again. And at the very least, we need to get rid of this absurd diversity visa lottery system. As with most lotteries, chances are you're going to lose. I'm Larry Mendte. Talk to you again next week.